Hall of Fame players that were unselfish and thought they played really well. It's hard to sustain a defensive effort against the team that is, playing the way they are offensively. And I think, the one thing, I thought when the ball is not going in, it makes it even harder. And, we obviously didn't make shots tonight, but it felt like we were in the game in the third quarter. And we weren't as sharp, and we weren't communicating as much, and we had some breakdowns defensively, and they made us pay for any mistake we made.
His first game back, he had double-figure scoring. What'd you see out of him?
Yeah, I'm not worried about our stat sheet, but what I saw was a guy that was happy to be back on the floor. I thought maybe the biggest thing did show up in the stat sheet. I think he made his second three after he shot that air ball early, and I thought that was, we wanted to, at a timeout to come back to him and just have confidence in him in that shot. But I thought he did a good job on the glass too. He's active, and that's what we need from him.
Jalen Johnson, big plays last game. Did a lot of great as well with the playmaking and big dunks, and then just making plays. What have you seen from his growth? I know he's been in the NBA for a little bit, but seeing his growth from the start all the way up until now, I'm pretty sure you followed his journey.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I got here last year, it was clear that he was a guy that was in a position where he could really take a step. And I've said this before, I think he's worked. He's still finding his way from the standpoint that he's such an important playmaker for us. And, we want him to be aggressive from three, which he's been. And it's always hard when you can make plays for other people, kind of trying to find that balance. And he's done a great job with that. I had Vita at the table for him at the 7-minute mark, and then he sprained his ankle, which, hopefully he's going to be all right.
Coach, it seemed like there are moments we talked about when the ball kind of stopped going in, but would some of that have come if there's maybe second actions, looking for better looks, moving the ball a little bit more?
We really felt like we had to attack him in transition. And sometimes if you're going to get a good look early in the clock, we want to take it. But yeah, that's a big part, I think, of how we need to play. Is when we don't have something early, just continue to play. And it's something we've really talked about, worked on, and I think we've really improved there. But again, that's a mentality that we have to be able to sustain that, and we have to be able to sustain our defense, even when the ball is not going in. And when the ball, particularly when they're shooting and playing as well as they did, that's a challenge mentally. You just have to fight through that.
There's some things, DeJounte, first off, taking a challenge on the defensive end and both offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Some things that, you feel like players can learn from him in terms of that, being, causing havoc on both sides of the floor too as well.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought the thing that, you can learn from him tonight is that even though the ball wasn't going in for him, he just kept playing. I like the fact that he stayed aggressive. He continued to make the right plays, take his shots offensively, and he was looking for other people. And, that's the mental toughness I think that he has. Even when something's, he shot the ball so well from three, and, I love that off the dribble three that he takes when he's open. And, it wasn't just him. We had a lot of guys that didn't see the ball going tonight, and that happens some nights in this league. And it's a bad combination when the other team's making plays and they're as good as they are offensively. But again, I want us to continue to grind. Yeah, tap of them.
I hear you say you talking about the sharpness on the defensive end. I know you got to go back and watch film. And I don't want to boil it down to one thing, but how much of that goes with the communication for defensively?
It's a big thing, Tabitha. I think, particularly in the second half, when you're not scoring, it's easy to kind of go inward a little bit. And we had some situations with the switch that we didn't call, late on some rotations and some things that you can point to the communication for sure. And we saw it tonight, and you saw it obviously, and we'll see it again on the film. And as I said, those are the times when it's hard to talk, when when you're playing, well offensively, it can give you a lift. I mean, I think any player, you see it when someone gets a dunk or hits a shot, your energy goes up, and you just have to fight that, and you have to fight it collectively, and that's I won't say it's rare, but it's something you have to certainly strive for.
Coach, Darvin mentions your name a lot. Since he's the first guy in the year about
Yeah.
you guys' relationship, what he means to you, and all the helping that you've done with him.
Mm-hmm.
How's it been for you, seeing him in this position, and then also, your guys' relationship and how it's grown over the years?
Well, I was excited for him when he got this opportunity. I think he's been someone that's been ready to be a head coach for some time. I've worked with him. I worked with him here. We were both assistants here, and as you said, we're brothers. We're extremely close. So I think he's done a terrific job, and they've had a lot of injuries this year as well. And he's someone that, other than tonight, that I pull for. It's this league, particularly head coaches in this league, it can be a little lonely at times, and it's good to have someone that you're close to that has an opportunity to pick you up at various times.